Hey, Auto 171 guys, how you doing? Hope things are okay with you guys. Just kind of checking in with you guys. Couple things we got. I believe this is week 11. Okay, so we're going into week 11. There's going to be 14 weeks in a semester, and then we're going to have a final exam. I got to make sure we get through the manual transmission sections. Pretty sure you guys, most of you anyways, got through the 2 chapters on manual transmissions and transaxles. Last week was a video kind of reviewing those chapters. This week I want to assign some additional reading for you. The next area we're going to get into is manual transmission diagnosis and service. This is going to be chapter 8 in the new book. In the red book, if you guys are working out of the red book, I believe that's chapter 19. So you should have last week done chapter 17, 18 in the red book, and I believe chapter 6 and 7 in the new book, and then this week's chapter 8 in the new book, and chapter 19. So it's manual transmission, transaxle diagnosis, and service. So that's basically what we're going to be covering this week. So if you guys could read through those chapters. Now, another thing I noticed as reviewing journals this week is some of you guys didn't really reference the chapters or the ATRA training in your journals. So what we're looking for in these journals is a little bit of notes on what you're reading about, a little bit of notes on what you guys did on the ATRA page, just to kind of give you guys a little bit background on it. A lot of questions about what should be in the lab, what should be in the lecture portion of the journal. It doesn't really matter. If you guys want to just put it all into one section, that's fine. Some of you guys are still formatting these things like you did throughout the beginning of the semester, and that's fine too. But the reality is, if I'm doing a demonstration back in my shop and I'm showing you some things, any numbers I give you, like, a couple of measurements I took last week, put those in your journal. That's cool under specifications. Key terms are really important. And again, a good description. Remember, you're utilizing these journals and your notes for your final exam. So the more descriptive you are in that, the better you're going to be ready for that final exam. Developing the final exam now, so I'm working on pulling pieces of stuff out to make sure I can make it fair for you. We're obviously not having the hands-on lab, so in a lot of cases we got to kind of work over videos. So I'm trying to pull some stuff out of that. Usually about this time in the semester, I'm starting to kind of go through some of the different types of transmissions, along with obviously covering manual transmissions. There's not a lot to manual transmissions. It's very mechanical, but there's not a lot of science and technology. So usually what we do is we do a good review of hybrid transmissions. We do a review of maybe some dual clutch and some CVT stuff also. So I'm going to rely a little bit on the ATRA training to take care of some of that for me. So be aware of that. So this week, obviously, you've got those chapters I've already talked about. You got to do the review questions. That's just good background information for me. Plus, again, a lot of your question banks are going to come from that in your final. The ATRA assignment for this week, I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera around so you guys can see the ATRA. So the ATRA we're going to do this week is going to be the General Hybrid Introduction to Safety. So I just went ahead and launched that, so you guys can go ahead and do that one for you. Doesn't look like it's a very long tape, so you guys can go ahead and do that one. Make sure you're doing those. There's a way that I can track when you log in, how long you're on there, basically how would you do on your post test. And I think there's just a couple of questions. But the idea is, you're an adult, you can get in there and do them yourself. But I'm going to use that as your calculation for some of your grade for this latter half of the semester. So make sure you're doing those. I used to give you guys a big write up in the week of all these things that you got to do, and at this point right now, I'm just going to put them in the video just so you're watching the video. So at this point this week, again, you're going to do the manual transmission service and diagnosis. That's going to be your chapter worked for you to do in your book. And then the ATRA, which is General Hybrid Introduction and Safety. And that should keep you guys busy for this week. Getting a lot of, not just in this class, but a lot of my other classes, I'm getting a lot of information from students that are saying that they're they're pretty overwhelmed with a lot of these online classes. And I'll tell you what, I did my undergraduate, graduate work online, and it's difficult to keep up. I do suggest making a list of all your classes, making a list of what all the assignments are. Most of your instructors are probably trying to make up for the hours of the lecture. So if they got a 2-hour lecture, they're going to try to give you 2 hours of work. Some will actually add an hour to each one of those hours in class. So you can make have 4 hours of work with online stuff and outside stuff. Some of them are trying to fill in that 3 or 4 hours that you guys would have in lab. So they're giving you additional. So you got 5, 6, 7 hours for one class. And then, you're taking 18 credits. So you got 5 classes. So you do the math, 30, 40, 50 hours of work in a week. That's not what you guys signed up for. So in a lot of cases, it's, you don't mind it when you're in class. I mean, if you went and sat in a lecture for 50 minutes or you sat in a lab for 3 hours, that's just punching the clock. You're doing your stuff. But if I make you sit in your living room on your laptop for 5, 6 hours a week, it's going to be tough for you guys to keep up. So if it feels like it's a lot of work, it is. So try to stay up on it. What I would recommend you guys do is make a list of all the classes you're taking, what has to be in for that week. What is the easiest and the quickest for you to get done? I mean, this Auto 171 work, if you're spending more than a couple hours doing this, it's a lot. So, I would just get this done, do it, check it off, boom, move on. The idea is to do the easiest, quickest first, gives you a sense of accomplishment, and as you move forward throughout the week, it becomes less and less. And, like I say, it's we understand it. The faculty understand it. I understand it anyways, but what I would recommend you do too is if you're in a situation where you're struggling with a class, you feel like you're getting behind, email the instructor. Let them know what's going on. Some of you guys are downstate. Some of you guys are dealing with a lot of stuff. Some of you guys may have family members that are sick. So hopefully this isn't something we're going to be dealing with next semester. I pray that we're good to go for the fall. But like I say, I hope that we're able to get some of this information out to you guys and you guys can keep up with it. So again, if there's anything I can do, let me know. But what I'm going to do from now on is I'm going to give you guys a video once a week. I'll give you a link. I'll throw it out on YouTube. That'll be your connection with me. If you got any questions as you go through the week, just email me. Let me know if I can help you out. But read the chapters. The information from the chapter and information from the video and the ATRA stuff is going to be on the final exam. There will be a final exam for this. Obviously, it's take home. You're not going to be doing this at Morrisville, but hopefully you guys can get some stuff out of here. We're going to be dealing with clutches next week, and then we're going to get into axles, transfer cases, and a little bit of four-wheel drive stuff. So, but I hope you guys are okay. If you guys need anything, email me. Stay safe, okay? We'll talk to you.